impact. So when I go back, I maintain this triangle. What's the triangle? It's this right here.
Okay.
Alright, so we've got our toes turned to the target. Weight's a little more forward on the front leg. So you're going to have probably 60, 70, 80% of your weight on your front foot. Position the ball opposite your sternum, directly across from the middle of your chest. Then I'm going to go back. As I come through, I'm going to lead with the grip. The handle's well in front of the club head at impact. And the principle for consistency is the shaft and the left arm are in a straight line condition. Now that is not going to happen for you. And this is why you're inconsistent. So now you've bent your left elbow and you've bent your left wrist.
Okay.
And that is called a chicken wing. And a scoop, a little bit of a scoop, and that's why you top it. See how your left wrist is bent this way?
Mm-hmm.
So this wrist never can bend flexion. This is flexion, or whatever you want to call it.
It's got to stay
flat
in one position.
Yep.
And that arm has got to stay tight.
Yep. And you can see in my swing, this triangle is intact. So once I set up with the triangle, and I have the shaft leaning opposite my left hip socket. And now when I hit it, the shaft's going to be in the exact same condition it started, or maybe even a little more forward lean. So I've maintained a bent right wrist and a flat left wrist, and that's the most critical thing in golf. If you can do that, you can play decent golf.
Bent right and flat left.
So I've got a slight angle in the back of my right wrist, and if I zoom in on this position, what you'll see is a different look. Here's your address position, which is pretty good, but that's not your impact position. There's your impact position.
And then arm bend.
Right.
My arm is bending. I see my wrist starting to bend.
Right. So at address, look at my grip. My hands are much more unified. Remember I said I don't want to see your left thumb?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see it. You won't see my left thumb. Alright, so my hips turn a little bit, my weight shifts, and there's that position where I'm trying to get to every shot. Your legs and lower body don't do a whole lot, do they? And that's probably, I would say that's probably consistent throughout your golf swing. You probably don't use your lower half. You can see how I use my lower half. I turn and I shift and I turn. Alright, I don't want to analyze